Hi guys, Chris here from Cowboy Rugby. Just finished watching the Springboks take on the Wallabies. Fantastic match, although it did look at one stage like a more like a game of water polo than rugby. That rain was something else. Um, there's some, yeah, the scoreline does flatter the Springboks, but the Wallabies were in the game right up until the end. Have to commend them for turning things around. Scrums were better with Angus Bell there. They put two new debutants onto the field in Seru Uru and Max Jorgensen. Both had good games. I know Uru picked up that card there, but he's definitely a player that they can build around. Brought a lot of X factor off the bench, got some offloads away in wet weather. And yeah, I think he's a player to watch for the future. You combine him with McWright and Rob Valentini, and you've definitely got an all court loose trio there that's going to cause some problems for the opposition. Um, Looking elsewhere in their team, I thought tactically they were very good. Okay, so scrums were better. No Lolesio, big game. I think he outplayed his opposition. Sacha Feinberg and Gomezulu did really well there, pinning the box back with tactical kicks, that little dink over the top that put pressure on them, and Warner van der Berg had to give away the penalty for an early tackle. And yeah, he just showed maturity, and I think he's shown why Joe Schmidt is backing him as his first choice fly half. And the more game time he gets, the more he's going to grow into the role. If we look at the Springboks, really, really good performance. If you look there, you've got your third choice tight head, third choice hooker, fourth choice loose head, probably your seventh and eighth choice locks, given the number of injuries that the Boks have had at the moment, and your fifth choice scrum half. So they did battle a bit. They lacked a bit of maturity. There was a little bit of scrappiness in their game, but they'll be much better for the experience. And Rassie Erasmus has to be commended for building fantastic depth here. We did see some nerves. Warner van der Berg got caught at the base of the ruck a few times. Sash Feinberg and Gomezulu dropped that one ball cold and put a restart kick directly into touch. But I think the environment that the Boks are building, this is a learning opportunity. The players won't be slammed for those mistakes. They'll be highlighted and they'll grow from them. But that's what the game's all about. Rassie said it's about building depth, and he's doing that amazingly well at the moment. Special mention, we have to look at the nuke squad that came off the bench. I mean, any team that can bring Eben Etzebeth, Oxen Chair, Malcolm Marks, Vincent Koch, Pollard, Williams, Quagga Smith off the bench is just phenomenal. And quite interesting to see that the Springboks used three flower halves. Pollard came on at flower half and then shifted to inside centre, and Mani Libok came on, which was good to see. I think we're going to be seeing more of Andre Pollard at inside center. And the reasoning there is you want him on the field, but you also want Mani Libok there for his playmaking abilities. Any guy who can kick no-look cross kicks has to be in your team somewhere. And your fly half doesn't have to be the kicker. I know a lot of people out there give Mani criticism. He gets a lot of stick on social media, with people believing incorrectly that your fly half has to be the kicker in the team. If we look back at some of the great teams from yesteryear, you've had Johnny Eels kicking from lock, Matt Burke, and just looking at the Springboks 2007 World Cup winning team, Butch James was allowed to be his creative self, with Percy Montgomery and Franz Steyn slotting in to do the kicking. So we don't have to always have the flower half as the kicker. And I think Rassie is being very smart there. You can have a starting team with him, Gomezulu and Alandi Lakanya, who had a fantastic game at inside center, or Andre Estes as your other inside center option. And then later on in the game, you bring on a combo of Mani and Pollard. And it just gives you that second playmaking option with Pollard there, able to step in when needed, but also takes the pressure off Mani. He can now play his game, do what he needs to do, and the Boks have the insurance of Pollard being able to do the kicking. If we look at the standings now, the Springboks are top of the log. They've got bonus points from both games, but they're in for a stern test when they go up against the All Blacks back in South Africa. That game's going to be on 31st of August. And the All Blacks just looked amazing today. In wet weather, they ran in, I think it was 6 tries at the end there. scored some good points. Good to see Will Jordan back. He's going to be a big focal point for them with attack. He runs fantastic lines. He didn't look too comfortable at fullback. There were some turnovers, a few errors there. So I think they'll be keeping him on the wing and shifting Beauden Barrett. Keeping Beauden Barrett there at fullback, and then maybe shifting Jordan to fullback later on in the game, the way they did against Argentina. But the Springboks are by no means out. They're looking amazing at the moment. They're really going to have to step up. But when you can bring Jade Hendrikse, Steven Kitshoff, RG Snyman, and possibly Jean Kleyn back into your side, you know you're only going to make the team stronger. Those are all World Cup winners who've been out injured. I think Damian Willemse is not too far from coming back, and Canaan Moodie's been playing a few games for the Bulls in the Currie Cup. So Rassie does have some good options there. He's going to be strengthening his side. And there's rude health. The Boks on rude health. There's a lot of competition for positions at the moment, and it can only do South African rugby good. So looking forward to seeing who's going to be coming back into the squad, who will be left out, what changes they are going to be making. And we're off for a week or two, and then the Rugby Championship resumes. So looking forward to that. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the game and of the weekend's rugby overall. I'm looking forward to the next few games. And hit that subscribe button for me, guys. Thanks a lot. Cheers.